welcome back to the second week of SEC Sports Talk. Sanchez Entertainment Channel's Sports Talk. All sports, all the time. This week, got a big show. We're going to be covering the NBA playoffs, also a little Cardinals baseball, and we're talking about the football draft that's coming up as well. There's lots to talk about. Let's get it started right now. Welcome to the show. We've got my brother Anthony and my brother Nick here. This is all Sanchez men from three generations. Let's get it started with Anthony. Anthony, what you got?
Hey, man, it was a good week for Cardinals baseball. As many of y'all watched know, we won our series against the good old Marlins. Not really. But anyway, we did win our series against the Marlins 2-1. And today we won our series against the Reds, even though we lost today 4-1. Quick thing about today's game is it was Waino and Molina's 308th start as a battery. What a battery is, it's a pitcher-catcher combo. Okay. They're in third place right now for all-time battery starts. Okay.
Wow.
All time.
That's insane. That's insane.
Okay. Now, they only need, and I had this pulled.
Me and Nick are all time for the buffet. All-time combo to shut down a buffet.
Yeah, all-time battery.
I think I might got y'all beat, But anyway, they are only 8 starts away from tying second, obviously 9 to be in second, behind Warren Spahn and Dale Cantrell. They played back in the 40s, 50s for the Braves. They're in that organization. And they're only right now away from 16 starts together. They need 16 more starts out of this season to tie the number one overall record, 17 to break the number one overall record.
Who's number one?
Number one is Mickey Lolick, and his catcher was, what was his name? Bill Freehand. Okay. And they played back in the 60s and the 70s for the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
They had 324 starts together as a battery. Now, also on that note, if they would have won today, if Waino would have been the starting, if they would have won the game today, they would have tied. They're second right now, but they would have tied Warren Spahn and Cantrell for the most wins as a battery. They need one more win to tie the record. They need 2 more wins to have the overall record.
As far as records go, how big of an impact is this record compared to other records?
Oh, huge. Because, you don't see too many pitchers-catcher combos that stay together that long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen.
Well, you said they were from the 60s and 70s guy in first, right? So, 50 plus years.
Let's see, the Fernando Valenzuela and Mike, I won't butcher his name, but Scotia were the kind of closest in years. They were back in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, you mentioned Fernando Valenzuela. He actually came here and played. He was sent down on his. I think it was on his own request. He wanted to be sent down to the farm club, which here in Little Rock was the Arkansas Travelers at the time, which at that time was the farm club for the St. Louis Cardinals. And so you should have seen. You guys were too little. Nick, you weren't even born yet, but. Yeah, you should have seen the stadium, though. It was packed out, standing room only on the hills all around at the old Ray Winter field that is now no more. It's a parking lot now. They tore it down before they built the new Dickey Stevens Park here in Little Rock, which is a beautiful ballpark, by the way. And now, of course, here in Little Rock, the farm club is for the Angels. So,
right.
Yeah, no longer Cardinals. I hate that, but love that. In fact, guys, I don't know if you knew this or not, but I used to work at Ray Winter Field, the old school. Yeah, I worked in concessions, and so we hardly ever saw the games unless we ran out on a break for a minute, because there's Mr. Valentine, who ran the ballpark. He's passed away now, legend here in Arkansas. We might have to talk about him sometime, but he would come around. And if you weren't working when he came in, he would fire people on the spot sometimes. But it was 1,000,000 degrees in the hot dog stand because it was on the back side of the field and under the bleachers. And it was all that metal and everything, stainless steel, so you could keep everything clean. 1,000,000 degrees in there. But that was some of the best time. We were soaking wet, but we had some of the best times working at Ray Winter Field, though. So that just made me remember that when you talked about that. That was a huge event. So I actually got to see him for a couple of minutes, not long, but I did get to see him.
Yeah. But I mean, that's how important this, this record is. Cause I mean, it's like when McGuire and Sosa were going after.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
is it that big?
It's not that big. It's not that big.
Okay.
It's not that, but I'm just saying the relevance, of the record, because it's just, no one's gotten close.
Right.
Because pitchers and catchers just don't stay together that long. Pitchers get traded, or
especially nowadays with
they get hurt, or and catchers, same with them. Like they may not play as long as as most players, whatever. Right. But it's not as big as home. I'm just saying, it's up there as in the longevity. Of how, of the record itself.
Yeah, because you're going back to 80s, 90s, 50s. I mean, that record hasn't been broken in a long time. So
And on another note is Albert Pujols.
Oh yeah.
Albert Pujols sitting at 681 right now, home runs.
Wow.
He needs, 19 more home runs to get in the 700s.
Yeah.
Fourth all time.
He's fourth now, or he will be?
No, he will be. If he gets 19 more home runs, he's fourth all time. Right now, he's sitting at 5. Okay. Right behind out A-Rod, which I pray, even if he doesn't get to 700, I pray he gets more than A-Rod.
Saw A-Rod at the playoffs. Did you guys see him watching?
Oh,
yeah. We'll talk more about the playoffs coming up.
Yeah.
So A-Rod's 4.
A-Rod's 4. He's 696. Pujols 681. So obviously he needs 15 to tie A-Rod. He needs 16 to pass A-Rod to be fourth, but he does need 19 more to hit the 700 mark. Now, there's only 3 other people, baseball players to hit the 700 mark. Obviously Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Right.
Hank Aaron, and then Babe Ruth.
Wow. Wow.
He's going to be an elite class.
Elite iconic
class.
That your name is going to be passed through time, through the ages with Babe Ruth and Hank.
I mean, he's automatic Hall of Famer, right? I mean, he's got it submitted. Not even close.
I mean, he's got 3,300 hits, I mean, he's got a Hall of Fame, portfolio or resume.
Yeah.
I mean,
I remember Hank Aaron coming to the Travelers Stadium also and signing autographs in baseball.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you were old.
I was about to say.
Was that the 60s? And I kicked myself.
I remember seeing Lou Gehrig his farewell speech.
He babysat me, though, in his old age.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I kicked myself because I didn't get his autograph. I was working, and by the time I got out,
Hank Aaron? I would have loved to have his autograph.
Yeah, I would have loved to have gotten a picture or autograph. Back then, we didn't have cell phones. We had to send our messages by horse.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
But no, it's gonna be a fun year for Cardinals baseball, and it's still early. The Cards are holding their own. They're first in NL Central. Nolan, man, he is just lights out. He is just, he didn't play great today. No one really played great today, but I mean, you can't play great every day.
Yeah.
He's doing great. Harrison Bader, he's doing great. Some of our pitching, like Malakis and Steven Matz. I mean, his ERA is not that great, but man, he gets the wins, so I mean, got a lot of baseball still, but it's going to be a fun year, to see, if Waino stays healthy, Yachty stays healthy, Pujols stays healthy, because obviously this is going to, his Pujols last year, Waino and Yachty, I'm going to say 99% their last year, so it's going to be a fun year to see, how it works out for them.
Yeah. Well, I know it's early, but right now, as of right now, who do you see the top 3 standout teams right now?
Ooh.
Who's standing out right now?
Dodgers, obviously.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Oof. What about the Yankees or the Mets?
No, I was going to say the Mets.
Yeah.
The Mets kind of surprised me this year. Even though, I mean, I know they have Scherzer, Max Scherzer,
Yep.
But yeah, I would say those 3 teams. I know they're all NL teams, but they're the ones that kind of stand out, to me so far.
Is there a team that you're looking at that's doing really bad that's a surprise?
Reds.
Yeah.
The Reds. Even though we lost to them today, I mean, they were on an 11-game losing streak, and I'm going off like, what they did last year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To what they're doing now. It's
because they're like the best. They're the worst team in baseball right now, right?
Yeah.
So far, I mean,
yeah. But it's hard to judge this early, probably. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
right. Yeah, it's
162 games.
It's way too early to like really be going, hey, this team has a lock, because so much can happen. And like Nick said, I mean, you have 162,
I think, right?
games?
Still, I think 162.
That's a lot of games.
Oh yeah.
So a lot can happen.
Yeah.
A lot can happen. Like, I would love to see Waino and Molina get the record, but a lot can happen. Same with Pujols. I mean, like Monday's game against the Marlins, Pujols gets a single, right? Tommy Edman comes up to bat and gets a triple. So you know what that meant? Pujols had to run from first base to home in front of Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman almost caught him.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was. And when he was rounding third, they panned the camera over to the dugout. The guys were busting up laughing because they were like, oh my! I'm sitting there cringing because I'm like, please don't get hurt, please don't get hurt, please don't get hurt, please don't get hurt. Because he was like a steam train, just.
They break out the oxygen in the dugout when he gets.
Oh, they were laughing. I think someone actually did. Mimic like, putting oxygen on and everything.
Well, he's a heavy dude. He's a D lineman, basically.
Yeah, he was even laughing too. Another topic, baseball kind of a thing. And people that watch this, hey, comment below, whatever format you're watching this on, comment below. Let me know what your, how you feel about this. What would y'all consider to be the greatest baseball movie of all time?
Ooh. I can tell you one right off the top of my head.
It's probably the same as mine.
Well, this is off the top of my head. There's probably a lot I don't remember, but I'm gonna say Field of Dreams.
Okay.
No, not mine.
Not yours.
No.
Field of Dreams. I love that one. Oh, now I thought of a couple of more, but I'll let you guys.
What are y'all's?
What are y'all?
Go ahead.
Me, my favorite probably recently. I mean, it's a baseball movie, but it's not. It's like more of a drama. But it's Moneyball, more recent movie. I know it's more real, but it's so great. Just so great.
Yeah. Mine is The Natural. I mean,
that's a great movie.
Roy Hobbs, Wonder Boy. I mean, come on.
I also thought
Love it.
of Sandlot. That was the one that.
Sandlot's fantastic.
As a kid, I love that movie.
In my head, it was Moneyball or Sandlot. Those are the two in my head.
Yeah,
or 42.
I was talking to a good friend of mine about this the other day, and it was a toss up between the Natural and Field of Dreams.
What's the Tom Hanks movie with the girls?
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
Yeah.
In fact, I have an autograph of Tom Hanks on the wall. It's a big portrait.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
show it
it's
to everybody
over there.
that comes over.
It's from that movie. That's what made me think of it. I just glanced up.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, that's all I got for the Cardinal stuff. John,
41
for NBA.
Wait, what about 41?
Oh, come on. Why are you gonna bring 41 into this? And it's 61 or 42.
No, 61. There's 61 and 42.
Yeah,
42. I'm sorry.
61.
Yeah,
Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Those got to be on the list somewhere.
I mean, yeah. And that's why, hey, people that are watching this, comment below. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's some out there that, we may have forgot about. Hardball's a good one.
Bad News Bears.
Yep. Yeah. For sure. Bad News Bears was great. Yeah. What are you singing?
Yeah, in hardball, the pitcher that you can't pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, how are we leaving out Major League?
Right.
That's why this is going to be a debate.
Yeah,
it's going to be a debate. I want to see what people come up with. I want to see what they think.
Guys, comment below your favorite movie. In fact, comment your top 3 favorite baseball movies of all time.
Right.
Yeah. So in the NBA world, John, what's been going on?
Man, we've got a lot going on. There's some big news that just broke maybe an hour or so ago. If you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan, this is bad news for you.
Did you have to start with the 76ers?
Oh, well, actually, let me take that back. I said 76ers, and that because I'm programmed. This guy used to play for them. You already know who I'm talking about now. He now is a Brooklyn Net. I don't know why I said 76ers. Brooklyn Net. This just broke about an hour ago. I don't know why I said 76ers, but the Brooklyn Nets player, Ben Simmons, who has not played due to back strains, back injuries, and he was projected to play in the 4th game. It just came out. Of course, they're down 3-0 after.
Yeah, 3-0.
Right.
Yeah, 3-0 now. And even in the press conferences, Steve Nash said that he was going to play in the 4th game, regardless if they were 2-1, 3-0, whatever. Well, it just came out. He came to practice, complained of his back being sore, didn't practice, and said that he's not going to be able to play. So he is out. So that's a lot of controversy right now. He because I don't know if you guys heard in the game, he filed a grievance to get paid $20 million, and he hasn't even played. He's getting paid to play, and he's not playing when his team needs him the most right now. And in fact, there's been people saying that, it would, from the coaching staff, that it would have been great just to have him on the bench dressed out, as to be a part of the team. And, but no, he's probably out for the season because I really don't see them winning the next game. I'd be surprised if they win the next game.
Win what? They win the next
4.
4. Yeah.
3-0 down 3-0.
Yeah, they are.
That ain't gonna matter.
I hate players that do that. Ben Simmons sitting out, it happens in football too. So many players have sit out and they're just not the same when they come back. They just can't, they just don't stay as good as they were. Because Ben Simmons, arguably best defensive, player in basketball when he was playing, arguably.
Yeah.
And just now he's not playing at all. And they, both his teams have needed him. So
man, unless he comes back and really plays well and something happens where he comes to the team to bring them together, I'm sure there's going to be some, bad blood, so to speak, between these guys because he's quit on 2 teams now, and who's going to want him if the Nets decide to trade him, The
Rockets, maybe. The worst team.
I mean, his price value has dropped. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It just makes you wonder if he's really hurt or what this is all about, if there's some mental things going on.
Yeah. Speaking of defense, I just want to take a moment to give it out to Johnny's favorite player, Marcus Smart. Defensive player of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
This week.
Player of the year. We know how much Johnny loves him.
His play. This is tough. I give it up to him. Gary Payton came, in fact, and spoke to the team and announced that to him. I don't know if he knew already if this was staged, but Gary Payton came and announced to him that he had won Player of the Year because he had made some comments about the glove before and one of his favorite players, so forth. So, yeah, I got to give it up to him because defense is definitely what's got them where they're at right now in the playoffs, up 3-0 over Brooklyn. They're suffocating Brooklyn. They can't do anything. Yeah, it's not looking good for the Nets, which was just a big surprise to a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go on to the next one then. We talked about this, Mikal Bridges versus CJ McCollum, that matchup that's going on right now. Mikal Bridges, he actually finished as the runner-up as the Defensive Player of the Year. That's a matchup right there. Man, that's just tough. I know, Nick, I think you said CJ McCollum, you didn't think a lot of his offense.
Well, I respect his offense, but defensively, Mikel's a better defender than he is offensive player, in my opinion. So
yeah. Well, what's odd is they both have held each other to the same points when they guard each other. They both do very well against each other defensively. So, of course, that's the Suns and the Pelicans. At this time, they're going to be playing later on, so we don't know what's going to happen. Anthony, who do you think is going to win the game 3? Or I'm sorry, what is it? Game 4 tonight?
Game 4.
Suns.
Yeah. Suns.
Yeah, Suns. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people are giving the Pelicans much help or hope, but
I mean,
Ingram, look at Ingram, what he's been doing, though. I just can't count him out from winning a game or two. I think Suns will win the series, but we've got some hurt players now as well, right?
Yeah,
right. Well, just the way Chris Paul took over the fourth quarter, I can't remember the exact amount of points, but he has 0 turnovers so far in the playoffs in the fourth quarter. And last game in the fourth quarter, he had like 15, 18 points. He took over the game. You know, that's just the type of player he is, and that's what's going to make, that's what's going to put them over the edge. All the veterans they have, Jay Crowder, JaVale McGee off the bench. That's kind of what's pushing them over the edge over the Pelicans right now.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you this: we talked about players that I don't really care for, and this one may surprise you. One of my players that I used to like when he started in the league that I don't like anymore from the Atlanta Hawks is Trae Young.
Oh, okay.
Trae, I can't stand his attitude. Have y'all noticed a change in his attitude? He's trash talking.
Yeah, he's got a big head. I mean, he did ice that last game they played.
Yeah, we're calling that's his nickname.
Yeah,
back lately is Ice.
Ice Trae.
Yeah, he's not played well though in the series until this last game.
Right.
He's been shut down.
I think they were holding him to like 5 points before he went off in that fourth quarter, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I was watching it. I caught the last half of it, and they were talking about it. So
yeah. I think I had the stats on that somewhere near, but yeah, in the final 3 minutes on Friday, this is talking about him. This is the one good game he had. He outscored the Heat 10-8 by himself. That's the first time he's taken over in crucial moments, which has been his downfall, that when it comes time in the playoffs, does he have the maturity to carry this team? And same thing with John Morant in Memphis. I don't know if you guys saw that game. Memphis barely lost. They played an awesome game, but it's the decision-making of Morant trying to go 1-on-5 in the last few seconds of the game. And you're less likely to get the calls in that time. And he didn't get the calls and ended up being turnovers. And when you've got people like Bane shooting lights out, which, by the way, if for this week would be my most valuable player of the week, is Bane, the way he's been shooting and holding people defensively. But you've got Jackson. You've got a stacked team there that can shoot the ball. I'm trying to think of their Tyus Jones, who missed a shot uncharacteristically of him to lose the game. He could have won the game on that shot. But let's talk about that game. What do you see happening in the Memphis series in the Timberwolves?
I would like to see Memphis win because I'm not a big fan of the Timberwolves. Not
Anthony
big fan
Towns. I can't.
Yeah.
Even Jamie, my girlfriend, Jamie says, I don't like that guy. I don't like that. He's too angry at me.
Yeah, just something about him. I mean, he's a great player, but it's just something about him I don't like. I think he has a big head, And
Yeah.
that's just,
He's not as good as he thinks he is.
Yeah, right,
And
right.
as he tells the media he is. In fact, I don't know if you guys heard about this. He complained about not winning defensive player of the year. He said it should have been him and went to the media and said he's disrespected, blah, 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 that it should have been him.
over Giannis, over Marcus Smart, Mikal Bridges. I can name probably 10 players.
He wasn't even nominated.
Jason Tatum.
He wasn't even in the running.
No, there's 10 more than 10 players better than him on defense. So
yeah, yep, totally agree.
What about you, Anthony? Who you think's going to win that series or should win that series?
I'm with y'all, man. I think I would like to see the Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same reasons. I'm not a Towns fan.
No,
I'm just not a Towns fan.
Yeah.
Grizzlies young team. Man. Yeah, I would just go with, I would say the Grizzlies in that one.
I just like how everyone's like, they're just not going to win. Like, I'm just in general, the whole season, no one thought they were going to be good. And here they are, in the playoffs as a higher seed. What seed are they? Are they 3? Are they?
Oh, the Grizzlies?
Yeah.
3?
They're
they're
3.
2. No, they're 2.
No, they're 2. That's amazing. That's amazing. Either way, whichever they are, that's amazing.
It's Golden State that's the 3 seed, which,
right.
Which we had players hurt all year. By the way, I'm wearing Golden State because that's one of my favorite teams. But yeah, they had Curry, who's coming off the bench now and doing well. I thought they were going to sweep today, barely lost. They came all the way back after losing or being behind most of the game, and Klay Thompson was on fire again. He is back in full force. If anybody thought it was going to take some time, no, he is back. I think the thing that hurt him in that game, why they didn't win, is Green fouled out with about a minute to go. Porter comes in and makes a couple of bad plays, an inbound pass that was just horrible.
Yeah, that inbound pass was right too.
Yeah, it just there was a couple of things. Of course, he's young. I can't totally fault him. He's playoff experience. The nerves may have played a small part in that. I don't know, but Poole again is on fire. I mean, you've got Poole, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, who was shooting on lights out again. He's back coming off the bench. I liked what Steve Kerr said though, when he was asked about Stephen Curry coming off the bench. He said, yeah, he's getting there. Maybe one day he'll be good enough to start. I think it's coming. I think it's coming. I love that. That was hilarious. So
I think their offensive rating for the Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry lineup with Draymond Green and Andrew Wiggins is the highest offensive rating in NBA in the playoffs when they're on the court together. So they're doing great things offensively, at least.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the Bucks and what's happening with them? Is it who am I thinking? The Bucks and the Bulls? No.
Bucks and Bulls, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Why did I draw a blank from? Of course, Arkansas's Bobby Portis plays for the Bucks. He's had an eye injury, wearing the goggles, playing now. So I think that's affected some of his playing time today. But I'll tell you, the hero today for the Bucks. Or did the Bulls win?
No, the Bucks won.
Yeah,
Bucks won.
I just drew. Yeah, the Bulls did win a game though.
Yes, they did win a game.
Yeah, they won that game the other day because DeMar DeRozan just went. He got like 40 points, I think, in the game.
41 points, it says, on 16 of 31 shooting. Yeah, in game 2. Today, though, to me, the Bucks hero, I was confusing the games, was Grayson Allen.
Right.
Grayson Allen. I don't know how many he ended with. I think at the time he had 16 or 18 last I was keeping up with it. I don't have that stat in front of me. But he was incredible, not just offensively, but defensively. And I think that's, if they've got players stepping up like that, along with Antetokounmpo. I'm going to get it one of these days.
Yeah, I would just say Giannis.
Yeah, don't even try.
Had 30, what do you have? 34 points, 17 rebounds.
Right.
And
almost a triple-double, and he had 3 more assists.
Yeah, he is going to be hard to stop in the playoffs, especially when they've got other people stepping up like that. What do you guys think about how far the Bucks are going to go?
They don't have Middleton right now, right? So
Middleton's hurt. Yeah.
That's a big hit. I don't know how long he's out, but I mean, it's
hamstring. There's like 4 players with hamstring problems.
Right.
Booker, of course, you talked about.
Right. Giannis is going to have to. Giannis is going to. I mean, he has been stepping up, but once it gets deeper in the playoffs, if Middleton's not back, it's it's going to be a strain. It's going to be a straining playoff for him, because they do have a lot less like talent, I would say, than some other teams. It's a huge drop off from Giannis at this point, because you go Giannis, then you go like, who's your second man?
Yeah,
Drew Holiday. There you go.
That's in my opinion, that's a huge drop off from like saying, you got, I know KD's losing, but you got KD, then you got Kyrie, then you're like, there's not a huge drop off between 1 and 2,
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Dallas-Utah series, because right now I think what's huge for Dallas is Jalen Brunson. He's the 3rd leading scorer in the playoffs right now. He's averaging 32 points a game. That's incredible, especially with Luka Doncic not being able to play right now. And that's I mean, just think if they had him, what would be happening right now?
Oh, we didn't even talk about it. It'd be Dallas. I mean,
yeah,
Luka's just, I don't know. He's just a stellar player,
I think we would eventually you would think that Brunson would be this type of player, because in college at Villanova, right? I think that's who he played for. He was the player of the year, So I mean,
he was, wasn't he? Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, people forget.
I forgot about that.
Exactly. So you would think, it's good that he's stepping up, because he should be that player, being the player of the year at one point. I know he was drafted super late, which was surprising, but I mean, kind of expected him to do it eventually.
Well, another player similar to that I failed to mention last week was Tyrese Maxey.
Right.
Oh my gosh, he's been going off for Philadelphia.
Right. Point guard right there.
Yeah. Oh, and more. I know why I said Philadelphia earlier. There is breaking news on Philadelphia today as far as Joel Embiid. He had a thumb injury. He did get it tested. It's confirmed there is a ligament tear. He is going to wait to have the surgery until after the playoffs, but that's got to affect you a little bit, I would think. Once we're down in this last game.
Is it shooting hand or offhand?
Shooting hand.
That's gonna be big, because he shoots
I believe
threes.
I'm pretty sure it's a shooting hand. Yeah,
that's not good. Yeah, that's gonna be huge. So
yeah, I mean, if especially the threes, because he likes to take threes a lot. And he takes jump shots too. I mean, he's got the overall game. I'm interested to see how that affects them. A lot of people have kind of dropped their expectations for them now because of this, but I think he still scored 21 points though, which I mean is awesome. But it's not his leading the league scoring that he's used to.
And they need, when that happens, they need, Maxey. He's starting to kind of step up. James Harden. Even though they lost, James Harden did step up more than what he has. A
lot of people are talking bad about him about his first couple of games, how he's not really being the James Harden that they need him to be. Do you think he is slowing down because of his age, because it's a new team, he's still gelling? What do you think the reason he's not playing to the caliber we're expected, we're used to, I should say?
Yeah, he's just being James Harden.
Yeah.
I mean, like when he is with the Nets, I mean, he's just being James Harden. I don't think it's because he's getting old and slowing down or anything, because if he wanted to, he'd go out and have 30, 40, 50-point games.
Well, I think, and he may have to if the 76ers are going to go further, than what they were expected before.
If Embiid goes down, or Embiid can, goes to like where he can only be, 50, 60%, then they're going to need Harden to pick up the slack and become, like the Harden with the Rockets, that type of a player. They're gonna need that from him to go even further, in the playoffs.
Well, before we wrap that, go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Didn't you pick the 76ers to win, Anthony, last week?
So anyway, that's enough about the
well,
NBA.
speaking of that, before we wrap this up, that's what I was going to ask you. If your picks have changed, Anthony had 76ers all the way put his money. He's put out his car, everything's on it.
Yeah.
He may be having to come live with one of us pretty soon. He's mortgaged everything on the 76ers. Nick, who did you pick? I don't remember. I
picked the Suns, but Devin Booker being out, I don't think that's going to affect them at all as much. I think they'll still be a great team and make it pretty far.
I think they're a good team, but man, I just
they're gonna lose to Dallas. If Dallas makes it to the next
even
round,
without Luka.
I mean, Luka will be back.
Yeah, I'm just. Oh, he's back now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's back now. Yeah,
he's back now. Just in case if he stays healthy, how about that?
Yeah. He did drop 30, but
right.
If he stays healthy and keeps, going up like the way he can, I don't see with Phoenix not having Booker, it's going to be a tough.
Even when he does come back, I don't see him being 100% with the hamstring. Yeah. That does not go away for a long time. That's going to be some months before 100%.
Like a groin and hamstring are like the worst.
Yeah, because you just reactivate it whenever you do get out there. I mean,
because if you slip on something, like it happens. Someone falls on the ground, there's sweat there. Yeah. Maybe the mop guys don't get it up enough, and you slip. I mean.
Yeah,
you just
his minutes will have to come down for sure. Even when he does come back, that's a huge. I don't know.
Cameron Johnson came in and played some, some good minutes with them. Yeah. He was the only person who was able to hit anything when it came to shooting because the Suns I think shot only like 17% from three. Which was they would have won by 40 if they had hit 50%.
I think they hit like 21%.
Did they? Okay, that must have brought it up. Right. Yeah.
So you're sticking with the Suns.
Oh yeah.
Anthony, you're sticking with the 76ers, or does this change your
I'm sticking with the 76ers. It's gonna come down to let's see. Sorry. The Bucks will play Boston.
That'll be tough.
And then, of course, the 76ers will play whoever wins out of the Heat matchup.
That's going to be the Heat. That's going to be Miami.
Should be Heat.
Yeah. Butler's going to come back. He didn't play his best. Still did well, but not his 40-something points, his playoff high that he had the game before. I think it was 45 points. Right. He'll be back after this next game, I think.
Yeah. And then, of course, after that, it's going to be you're looking at, Philly and probably whoever wins between the Bucks and Boston. I mean,
right.
Yeah. He's not looking at anyone else but the 76ers right
now. Yeah. Who'd you pick? You picked the Bucks, right, John?
Wishful thing. I picked the Bucks with my
close second. I thought you picked the Warriors.
Well, they were my close second. That's who I want to win.
Yeah.
And after watching them, I mean, I really thought they were going to come back and win today. And if they would have today, I'd have been switching my pick probably. But I still think they could.
That was a good game. That was a good game today, though. I mean,
it
really was,
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch. Definitely. Still not as good as Memphis coming back. What were they down? 26 in the third, 16 in the fourth, I think it was, coming back and winning that game. That was one of the most incredible wins in Memphis history there. They're definitely on the upswing, but that would have been my third pick, would have been Memphis to upset some folks. But I don't know if they're that good. I think Golden State could do it, but I'm still sticking with the Bucks.
Okay.
There we go. There's our NBA wrap up.
Well, let's finish with this. Best basketball movie of all time.
Glory Road. Man.
There's Glory Road. There's
Glory Road's my favorite.
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers great too.
Like mine?
I give you my top three. Top three. We got Hoosiers.
Right.
Jimmy Chitwood. Come on now. Blue Chips.
Blue Chips great. Shaq.
Shaq and Penny.
What?
The reason why there was a Shaq Penny, connection in Orlando was from that movie. Okay, and Nick Nolte, and a movie. A lot of people may not remember this movie or may not ever seen it, but it was called The Pistol.
Yep, Pete Maravich.
About Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich story.
Yeah.
It's great. Oh man, it's a great movie.
I'm going to tell you one y'all haven't heard of. I'm going to tell you, and you're going to have to look this up. It was from the 70s. It's called The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. Dr. J.
Never heard of it.
Oh man, there's so many. You've got to go. In fact, I think the movie, which is one of my favorites too, The Flint Tropics.
Oh, Semi-Pro. Jackie Moon.
I think they got a lot of the imagery, the stuff that they did from that movie. I want y'all to look that up if you can find it. The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh, and watch that movie. It's so, when I watched it now as a kid, I loved it. There's a song in it, The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh. It was, man, it's gonna get in your head. I'm telling you, it's like the car wash song.
Yeah, don't ever sing again.
Well, since we were talking about favorite baseball and basketball movie, basketball, just combine them. There you go. Basically, Makers of South Park.
Yeah.
There's so many great basketball movies.
Right. There are. Space Jam, like Mike.
The same thing. You know, people comment below. Let us know what you feel. Let us know what you think. You know, there's a lot of sports movies out there.
Next week we'll talk about our favorite overall sports movie. But before, let's move to football with Nick here. Right. Nick, since we're on the movie thing and we've done our sports, let's do football right now. What's your top 3 football movies?
Football movies?
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Rudy. Definitely. Rudy's my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't
that's a
we
good
got
movie.
I want to say Remember the Titans. Close second. And
Remember the Titans.
And the newest one would probably be Blindside from a newer movie. So
great movie. You know, a lot of people are saying that it's not that great that I've heard lately. And I'm like, what? That's a really good movie. You know,
acting's phenomenal. The story is great. I know it's not completely accurate, but the cameos, right? Right. Great. Oh, Grader's a great movie.
Grader is good. Yeah.
You know,
I have a lot of friends in that movie.
Yeah. I love how in Blindside they have all the coaches come. They're not even with the same colleges anymore.
Right.
Yeah, Houston Nutt was in it.
Yeah, he was in it.
What about
I think
you, Anthony?
Nick Saban came back with LSU.
Right. Right.
Me, man. Man, top 3. Man, you gotta have Necessary Roughness. That's got to be up there.
Right.
Scott Bakula.
Yep.
You know, Jason Bateman. The Program. That's really high up on my list with. Is
that the one with The Rock? That's not the one with The Rock.
No.
That's the one with The Rock.
Gridiron Gang.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
I've got on Waiting to See that I figured you would say, but you've probably just forgotten it.
My third would probably be Best of Times.
I think I know what you're about to say.
Best of Times? Come on now. Kurt Russell, Robin Williams. Love that movie.
I mean, it's a good movie. It's a little dated now. I was thinking there's one actor that's been in a couple of them. Waterboy is one, and the other is the old Burt Reynolds remake.
Longest Yard.
Both of those were great.
Right.
The original and that. Yeah.
I knew exactly what you're about to say. I knew it. So, yeah.
All right, everybody comment yours. We got to know what your top 3 favorite football movies of all time are. But speaking of football, we got the draft coming up soon, Nick.
Right, coming up Thursday, April 28th. It's going to be one of the most interesting drafts I think there has been in years. Reason being, a quarterback's not going to go number 1. So that's going to be really interesting.
Odd.
Yeah.
A quarterback that might not even go top 15.
Might not. I mean, I think right now in the mock drafts, they do have Howe going maybe 2, maybe. And then most mock drafts don't have them going maybe 6, maybe nothing. But it's also interesting because it might be the first time since 2000 2 defenders are picked number 1 and number 2. So, and it's only happened 5 times in the past 40 years. So it's going to be a really interesting draft this year.
Yeah. So, which team is going to be most affected by the draft this year, do you think?
It's got to be the Jaguars or the Panthers, in my opinion. The Jaguars have the number 1 pick, and it's going to be huge. I mean, everyone's saying they're going to pick a defensive end at this point or an edge rusher. It's either going to be Aiden Hutchinson or Trayvon Walker. from Georgia, Trayvon Walker from Georgia, but they also could pick offensive linemen. They could pick Evan Neal, the guy from NC State. I'm blanking on his name right now. I mean, those, and the only reason I say the Panthers is because they have to either decide on a quarterback, or, they have so many decisions because their quarterback is they just don't have a quarterback game right now. So.
Yeah. I'm still, my favorite pick for number 1 is going to be Trey Wade, the former Razorback basketball player.
If he gets drafted, I want to know the over and under on him getting drafted. It's probably, yeah.
Wouldn't that be incredible, man? Oh, I love that. I would love that.
Probably
that'd be like when the Jaguars got Matt Jones for wide receiver.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But the defensive talent in this draft, there could be 4 defensive players going top 5. It's insane.
Yeah.
And also,
it's all defensive, offensive line. I mean,
right.
That's it.
And possibly a safety, maybe. It's hit or miss.
Yeah.
Who are the top 2 standouts then that people are most excited about right now?
Probably the Hutchinson kid.
Hutchinson's far. He's the highest in my opinion. I don't know if it's even close. I mean, I know Trayvon Walker is up there, but his is because of potential. It's not necessarily because of, I guess, talent per se. Because if you look at the stats last year, it's not even close. I mean, Trayvon Walker only had 37 tackles to Hutchinson's 62, and then only had 6 sacks to Hutchinson's 14. So
yeah. Well,
so probably. But also Treylon Burks is going to be in the draft, guys.
Yeah, he's what, top 15?
Top 15 projected. Top 5 wide receiver. Was also tied for first in the combine grades for wide receivers.
Wow.
Yeah. So he is up there. I think the lowest I've seen him is falling early second round, but I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone would do that.
It's going to be a lot of Razorback fans watching the draft this week for sure. Yeah. Do we have any other Razorbacks that are expected to be drafted? 1 or 2.
I don't know. I don't think so. That's a good question.
There's somebody.
I don't think so.
There's somebody I'm thinking of that. Well, I can't think of them, so we'll just have to watch the draft. We'll talk about it next week.
Right.
Hopefully,
because you never know. You honestly never know what will happen. I mean, because like Mel Kiper and we just have McShay. They can talk about it, till they're blue in the face, but you don't know really what's going to happen.
We have possibly 2 other guys that might. We have Myron Cunningham, offensive lineman, and Trey Williams, defensive end.
Trey Williams, that's the one. Trey Williams, yeah.
Those are the 2 that'll possibly get drafted. I don't know how late. There's no. It's once you get past round 2, everything's a toss up. You could get you just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, last year a long snapper was drafted by. Who was it? I don't remember. The Lions or something. They drafted a long snapper in 6th round. I think it was the highest a long snappers ever been drafted. So,
man, speaking of long snappers, kickers, I'm getting shocked because every year it seems like they're going back 5 yards deeper for these breaking records. Every year it seems like I don't even remember what the record was for this last season. It was like 68-yard field goal, 60 something. I can't remember.
Justin Tucker tied, I believe. I don't think he broke it, but that's just that's kind of insane.
I don't even know if it was 68. It was probably less, but
yeah, I think it was 62 or 66. You were close.
Okay. That's incredible. You think we're going to see somebody eventually that can hit a 70-yard field goal?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think just everyone, you just got to think in general. I mean, players are getting more athletic. Just from, they know what to do now. They know what training is, what to train with and whatnot. So they're just going to keep getting better. So
it's just going to keep evolving, until someone does. Someone, they're going to give someone a shot to do it, and they're going to make it, and it ain't even going to matter if the team wins or not, because the only thing they're going to talk about is how, not to get back into baseball, but when Mickey got his 3,000th career hit, they were talking about it. And he's like, I don't care. He's like, we didn't win the game. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, that shouldn't be the talk of, we didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
So
mm-hmm.
I think that's what's going to be like. I think it's going to be, there's going to talk about a 70-yard field goal, not focus on, well, 3 points didn't matter.
I think maybe 15 years from now, they're going to allow female kickers into the league.
Yeah.
And
Probably.
there's a female kicker. That's something we're going to see in 15 years. I don't know if I'm going to be here by then to see it. Hopefully I am.
Well, it already happened. It already happened in the movie.
Yeah.
And Unnecessary Roughness.
Yeah.
One of my best movies.
Right.
Kathy Ireland. She was the kicker in it. She was a soccer player. Of course, she was a Sports Illustrated model, and then they made her out to be a soccer player.
Yeah.
Suited up. Yeah.
Didn't Vanderbilt have the first women's Power 5 kicker? Right.
Who?
Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
the first women's Power 5 kicker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the time in the NFL, there'll be new rules. They'll have like flag football. You can only pull the flag on the kicker. So that the girls won't get hurt or anybody actually. The way it's going,
you're going to get so much hate mail now.
Yeah,
not against girls, it's anybody. I think they'll do it. Kickers in general, because there's so many rules to protect players. That's what I meant. I did not mean that. I just piggybacked it on.
Comment below about Johnny Jackson. Johnny Sanchez. Comment below.
Oh my goodness. On that note, any final words, guys? Coming up this week, we got more playoffs to talk about next week. Any final words?
I have one last question.
Okay.
If you could see any player's career that got cut short because of an injury, who would you like to see?
Ooh. Oh my goodness. That's tough. Nick, you're going to have to go first on that. I got to think about that one.
It'd probably be, I can't pronounce his first name. I couldn't even begin to. I don't remember how to pronounce it. It's spelt weird. Sabonis's dad. He was 7'3". I know that's off. That's so weird. Watching that guy play, I just watched some of his highlights. That man he could have
Adonis. No, wait, what? I can't remember.
It's like Arvadis. It's weird. It's got a Y in it. It's got an R. I don't know. But I
remember seeing him play. I remember.
I remember. I can't remember the name though.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember the exact years he played, but I just know his
Sabonich.
His career got cut short. I think he would have been awesome. I know that's a off the wall player, but I was trying to think of someone that wasn't as popular, I guess.
Nick, I thought, honestly, truthfully, I really thought you was going to say like Yao Ming.
Yao Ming's great. Again, Yao Ming also great, but he's in the Hall of Fame though, is he?
Yeah, well, he left here and went back to China and played after.
It would have been wonderful to see him play. But
he got hurt though. He was like, he had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Mine, by far, is Bo Jackson.
Yeah, right. I thought of him at first. Yeah.
Because not only I would have loved to see what he would have done in his football career, but his baseball career as well.
Yeah.
Because he was, dynamite both. Like,
yeah. He was all around athlete, could do it all. That man.
So fast. God, he's so fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Legend right there.
Yeah. Him, it was, when I thought about this, it was him or Derrick Rose. I would have liked to have seen
Derrick Rose, yeah.
What Derrick Rose could have done at Chicago.
Yeah.
If he could just stay healthy.
The one that came to mind for me is Len Bias. Len Bias was expected to be break every record. I mean, he was expected to do so much, and then of course died of a heart attack. And he used cocaine and contributed to it all and everything. But he had the heart attack on the court and everything. Sad story. But that man, wow. Oh man, I would have liked to have seen what he could have done. Because the hype around him at that time was kind of like Zion Williamson was, as he was growing and coming out. And so maybe not to that extent, but it was close. So I would have liked to have seen Len Bias. Yeah.
I totally forgot about him too. You said that. And then immediately I was like, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys comment who you think, if there's somebody you think that you would have liked to have seen finish their career, but didn't due to injury? Yeah, comment below in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah.
And with that, guys, I hear the horn. There's the buzzer.
Yeah.
We're out of time once again right here. So be sure to like, comment, share this podcast with everyone if you liked it. We thank you for subscribing. Hit that subscribe button. Of course, it doesn't cost anything. You'll get reminders each time we drop a new episode every Monday morning. So yeah, guys, be sure to join us back here. It's the SEC Sports Channel right here. Sanchez Entertainment Channel right here. More coming up next week.
And keep the change, you filthy animals.